Well, that's loud. What the fuck? There. How the fuck? I'll figure that out later. I'll figure it out later. We'll do what we always do. We'll figure it out later. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Discombobulated. I'm your host. Who? Jaycox. Make sure we're recording so I don't fucking, Anyway, welcome back. Welcome back to another beautiful episode of Discombobulated. And today is a very special day, at least in my life. And so if you get excited about things that I get excited about, you might be, if you listen to this podcast, you might be excited to learn that Story of the Year has a new song that just came out today. I'm very excited. I wanted to share it on the podcast, but then I asked ChatGPT. I was like, can you use a bunch of water to figure out if it just answer me this question that I could probably just text somebody. Can I play the new Story of the Year song on my podcast? Because anyone who would listen to this podcast who doesn't know of Story of the Year, that would be crazy. But if you don't know of that band, then you might want to hear some of their new music. And so it came out. So I just thought it would be fun to share that at the beginning of the episode of their new song. But again, as I said, it's illegal. And I would get sued by my favorite band. I don't think I would have a problem if I was getting sued by my favorite band, because we would all have a date and it would be a court date. We would have to all be arraigned or I'm playing for an arraignment. If you know whose Story of the Year is, that's a good joke. And but also if you know what legal terms are and you're like, that's actually not what that is. Well, here we go. And if you're like, we can fucking see that you have a computer and you could ask the computer, do you see how far I'd have to turn away? No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. But, yeah, I was excited to share the song with you guys, but then I realized that I legally can't. And so, I have to put this here so it stops like rubbing against me. That would work, right? Same thing with this one. Okay, cool. Don't even know if this is going to work. Don't even know if you'll be able to hear it through my headphones. So then we'll maybe have to take it down. But, my favorite band, Story of the Year, has a new album coming out called ARSON. And you're like, that's arson. I'm like, yes, but it's A.R.S.O.N. You never know on the last one sometimes. And does it start with, so you have a balance. Who gives a flying fuck? But they have a new song that came. I would already be playing the song if I could. I spent my morning racking my little brain, and then was like, maybe I'll just, oh shit, Story of the Year, my favorite band, new song out. I'll listen to this song. And I hate to say this, but it's like the only song I'm going to listen to for a long time. I love this song. It's called Disconnected. And, I guess I should probably just get to play the song, Schneebly. But I am going to play it. And since Story of the Year is a new song that's come out on their album, they've released it. They're releasing it little bits at a time. So since Story of the Year has a new song coming out, I figured I would share it with you guys. But since I can't fucking share it with you guys because that's illegal, I'm going to have to sing it for you. And and then you're like, well, I don't really like, I hate acapella. So no fret, because Story of the Year is a new song out, and I'm going to not only sing the words the best that I know, and I'm going to also do all of you'll know how the song goes because I'll be your headphones. So Story of the Year is a new song coming out. I'll be your headphones for this. And afterwards you're gonna be like, that's so good, I should go listen to the original. But you might like this version more. And it's not a different version. I'm just saying it's just me singing the song, but again, and doing all of the parts. So again, this is their new song from their album Arson. It's the song Disconnected by Story of the Year as renditioned by Robert Jaycox. Here we go. Nope. Okay. Okay, it kind of starts with like a tropical, I don't really know how to do. Cause it's all that I've got. Hit the bottom so hard, my heart stopped. It's so good. The drums are like, bass is like boom, boom, boo, doo, doo. 8 missed calls. That's like the whole band. It's like there's a guitar, drum. You know how a band is. Wake up, no. I don't sleep too much. Car goes beep, beep, beep. That can't be the right words. I would die 1,000,000 times to feel that way I did one time. Kind of a missed opportunity, Dan. See, if you haven't already switched to it because you like this, I'm sick of being connected. Everything I've seen. Gung, 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 gung. That's how the guitar. You know how a band is. Stand on me. Hit the bottom because it's all that I've got. Hit the bottom so hard, my heart stopped. Eight miss. Nope, they say something different there. Miss away. It's very good. I'm doing. I would die 1,000,000 times, just 100,000 times. I want to make you see. I want to see where Bobby Jaycox pee. What the fuck? I'm sick of being disconnected from everyone I see. I'm sick of being connected. Down on me. It's all that I've got. We all love Bobby Jaycox. What the fuck? Okay, so should we pause? No, let's just finish the song. It's all that I've got. Ding, 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 kind of like an outer spacey, like, kind of like a ding, 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 kind of like you're fighting for your life in outer space, but then you're like, I'm disconnected, kind of like discombobulated there. Disconnected from everything I've seen. I'm sick of being translated. Crashing down on me. Oh my God. Detected. One I've seen. I'm sick of being disconnected. Bobby J. It's all they're talking about is me. It's all that I've got. Kind of missed opportunity there. Oh, he did it later. Okay. This is all that I've got. We all love Bobby Jaycox. Okay. You couldn't go listen to the song. It is literally, that's exactly how it goes. That's crazy. So, yeah, that's either part of the episode or I watched it and was like, there's no way I can release that. But I probably did because who gives a fuck? But that's how the new song goes. And you could probably hear it through my headphones still. So there's probably a chance that it still won't fucking go through or whatever. Yeah, but that's their new song, and I was excited to show it to you. I would have liked to show you the real song. I really would have. I really would have. But we can't legally. We can't. So instead of doing what we want, sometimes you got to do that. And they mentioned me quite a lot in the song. My podcast is called Discombobulated. They have a song called Disconnected. Now listen, hey, I would say it's parallel thought. I would never try to. I wouldn't want to get sued by my favorite band, but I also really wouldn't want to sue my favorite band. But again, if either one of those have to happen, that's just where we're at in life. Yeah. Sometimes you sue sometimes you sue your favorite band. And some people are like, well, I would never do that. I'm like, well, you didn't get the opportunity to meet them and get all their phone numbers and then frame them for fraud. Or the fact that every time you're hanging out with them, they're like, listen, I'll leave my wife for you. I'm like, Okay, listen, I'm a fan of your band. Don't ruin it for me by hitting on me, every single one in the band. But and I'm straight, and that's not important to me, but it is important to a lot of people. And so I like to remind people that I am straight, and but I don't care what DMs you send me, if that makes sense. You know, I know how to ignore a cock on Instagram. I'm not scared. I just acapella sang my favorite band song. And right now they're probably, I honestly, I don't even know if they would listen to this podcast, but I do think that they probably have paused the episode, called their management, and they were like, okay, listen, we missed a couple opportunities in that song. We're also probably missing an opportunity to have Bobby just be in the band. And they're like, it's really not great to, to like add people to bands if they're your fans. And I'm like, well, I've heard Block Party did it. And you're like, well, who told you that? And I'm like, one person. So you never know. But sometimes, you kind of want to just try to explore just any options that you can, just so you don't have to sue them, because, maybe one time I was on their podcast and legally, yes, they did say that I could play guitar with them on stage. Did they say that? And is it recorded? Yes. And have I recorded it on my own device in case they try to scrub it from the internet? 1,000,000% I did. Yes. And if you're like, well, maybe they'll let you do it tomorrow. Well, I haven't been practicing, so I'm not ready. We are going to do it when I'm ready, because they also told me I could open for them, which God bless I did. I got to open for my favorite band. And I don't know if you guys know, it's a lot of responsibility. And in your head, you kind of always picture what it might be like, something like that. And then you go out there and you're like, oh, no one knows me. If was you, would also be like, who the fuck? Do you guys watch our music videos? Fuck yeah. Do you remember this guy? Why the fuck would we remember people in the... So this guy... So that's... You get to do that, and that was fine. But the playing guitar or whatever, that's the thing I want. That's what I want to do. But don't just like do. And here's what's crazy is they have been playing, and Ryan did throw me his guitar. Didn't throw me his guitar, but I don't know if it would be cooler to say he threw his guitar. And our electrons are never touching, so if anything, he did kind of toss it. But he just handed me his guitar to show, and that doesn't sound as cool. But if you want to picture it, he threw his guitar like he was fucking Thor, and only I could catch. I caught it or whatever. But just because he handed it to me, and so he hands me his guitar at a show. They're playing, and I think. He's handed me the guitar, and I'm like, I have no fucking idea how to play this song. I believe it was in the shed. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember, because he handed me his guitar, and then without hesitation, I put the strap over me and was like, I will go out there and go. I will go out there and make an ass of myself, because this might be my only opportunity. But luckily, he was just trying to get him and another guy to come out there, and people were going to backflip, and then he wanted his guitar right back. So that was pretty cool. One day, but if not, again, I will find the best attorney and take them to court. And then it'll be like a Judge Judy situation. They'll be like, all right, they said you could play guitar with them and they won't let you. I'm like, yes. Okay. How good are you guitar? I'm not very fucking good at guitar. Okay. But they're your favorite band? Yes. Okay. Do you not think that would somehow maybe hinder the show? Shut up. If you believe in something, you can do it. I start saying this on Judge Judy. It's like, it's a courtroom. They're like, the rulings are final. I'm like, if you believe, you can achieve. I take a step out, and she's like, don't step closer to the podium. My fucking bailiff will take you out. I'm like, listen, America. I start talking to the camera. I deserve to play guitar on stage, even if it's bad, with Story of the Year. And they're like, why? And then you start to really think it out, and you're like, I don't know. I didn't really think it out. That's what they would do. I'd have my exit interview on Judge Judy when they clearly win. I have to pay the money, and then they go, it's Your Honor, we're only here because he's suing us. We know he doesn't have money. We don't want any of his money. we would like for your bailiff to takes us out so he doesn't try to hang out with us on the way out. I swear to God, you don't have to pay for our meals, our flight. And I know your company does that. I know that's part of Judge Judy, is that if I'm on Judge Judy, you pay for all the cases are real. The rulings are final. I'm so happy that that's true. Thank you. Goodbye. Please watch him. We're leaving. And we actually have a lot of these to do today. He put us on Judge Mathis. He put us on we have to go to all the shows because even though he is suing us, he had the idea to be like, oh, I could do like kind of like a run, like a tour run where I'm suing my favorite band on TV. And then at the end being like, you can see me in fucking Des Moines, Iowa on March 14th. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. You can come see me in Des Moines, Iowa, fucking on March 14th, unless Story of the Year books a show that day or the lawsuit takes place that place. But I do think that the show will probably be happening there. So yeah, there's, I would sue them, but so I can't wait for the video to come out. And then you see me playing on stage and it'll be like, whenever you see like, have you ever seen like those videos of Corey Feldman playing guitar or like one of the Jonas Brothers where like the guy will pause it and they'll be like, okay, he kind of knows how to play guitar. They're going to do that to me, but they're going to be like, absolutely, he doesn't know how to play guitar, which I don't. I know how to play Story of the Year songs a couple times if I'm really in the zone. If I'm really in the zone. Bob, this whole episode's about Story of the Year. I would say most of this podcast is about Story of the Year, sprinkled with the life of a showgirl. Which is me. I'm the showgirl. Said like Moaning Myrtle. Is your brain okay? Mm-mm. I do like that. I'll get comments on this podcast that people think I don't read, but of course I do. There's one of them. And there'll be like, this guy's unhinged, but this is hilarious. And I'm like, that's the nicest thing you could have ever said to me. So thank you. Here's to you, guy who listens to my podcast once and then is like, please does the thumbs down. It's like, don't ever show me that again. And then your Spotify DJ is like, ha, for sure. Now we're going to a different song. Hey, what's up? I'm your DJ. You thought this would be cool. I'm going to interrupt the fucking best parts of songs. The intros and outros, for sure. Oh, and then if you skip too many times, I might call you out on that. Also, here's an ad from Ice. You're like, what in the fuck? I do think that's what's crazy is I do think most people are pretty against Ice. And I don't think if like... I think we can all agree once Joe Rogan is like, then we're like, okay, yeah, we all are in agreement. Yes, which I like Joe Rogan. I've said that before. I'm like, I think he makes a lot of good points. I moved to Austin. His club's the one you want to work at. Am I? Not necessarily, but who cares? You know, I'm a comedian. These are just houses. You know, I don't have to I can't live in every house. But yeah, if you watch, you got to watch Ice Raid, then you might not like all of that. But, the bass player, my favorite band, Story of the Year, pretty much only wears t-shirts that says like fascists are gay, and then it'll be like, but I like gay people, but they're like gay in the old, and it'll just keep getting, it's like it's smaller and smaller, and you love that guy because you're like, that's so cool that you do that. And then some of the other guys in the band, they have shirts that are like beer, and then Tupac, and and then soon Bobby Jaycox, and I will probably try to go shirtless, and in my head think I have abs, but I'll just look like a regular person. Like I'll probably, I kind of look like that. What's the alien's name from American Dad, where he's like, "Hey," like the kind of gay alien or whatever. Which, listen, I'm not being me. I have so many. My brother's gay. My cousin's gay. I have another cousin who was gay. And I didn't say that. That's what they said. That's what their mother told me. I was like, oh, I didn't know that about him. Yes, was, but now is not. And I don't care either way. But I did tell you that. I'm like, got it. That's great. Well, we're all moving. We're all moving along like I know you do. But anyways, we're excited. And Story of the Year. Also, if you're like, oh my God, if you ever, there's a time you think I'm homophobic, which I'm not, I could tell you some stories and you'd be like, well, a straight guy wouldn't do that, but it also doesn't make you, but also, this album's coming out and I can't wait for it. Disconnect. Yeah. Which, like I said, disconnected and discombobulated. Could you find two more similar words? Probably not, but that's okay because I'm not upset about it. I am going to call a lawyer and just to have a little conversation with them and just be like, I live out of my car, would financially this be like good to do? And then, they'll be like, to sue your favorite band. I'm like, listen, not for monetary gain. I just think that's like the Judge Judy run. I have like a tour idea. And they're like, we don't like this at all. And then they'll be like, we've been watching your podcast. Are you an Adderall? I'm like, I swear the fuck to God, no. I actually was prescribed it and stopped taking it because I think it's like, you ever see a car that's fast and then they do that thing where you're like, damn, and then you hear it later go, bah, 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 bah. That's where my brain already is. I can't, if I go any faster, I'm clearly going off the highway. And there's no Autobahn for me. The only Autobahn is like stand up. And sometimes I go on stage, and even for stand ups, they'll be like, do you ever think about like controlling your thoughts? I'm like, you ever think about disconnected? Yeah. So great. That's where I'm at. I'm also story of the year songs helped me out so much. And have you ever seen that video where the guy, he like gets back from Vietnam and he shows up on John Lennon's like front porch and he's like, fucking, are these songs about me? And John's like, no. And he's like, are you sure? Because I just literally, it got me through Vietnam. Like he's just walking through Vietnam being like, that song's about me. I'm like, she loves you. Yeah. He's like, yes. Yeah. He's like this. He's like, and then he's even asking, he's like, are you sure that even this song? And they're like, brother, he's like, how could they be about you? They're about Yoko Ono and me. You're making a silly face at Yoko Ono. When you hear a song, it's me. After I just made a silly face at Yoko Ono. Or I bought these glasses and I wrote a song. But this definitely, it's not about John from Cuyahoga Falls. I'm sorry. I would love, and that's how that interaction is what story of the year has to have with me. Sometimes whenever I like show up at their shows and like sneak past security and they're like, who keeps letting, I'm just like, so disconnected. You don't hear it. You don't be like, discombobulated. Disconnect. You don't hear it. Okay. That's fine. No. So that's cool. That's cool. They're about your wives. Oh, okay. Cool. Where are they right now? Did they come to the fucking show? No. Did they? Oh, they didn't. Oh, they did. Yeah, they did give birth to your children. That is cool. But they didn't drive to Philadelphia. Oh, they did. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna fucking sue you guys. Honestly, this podcast, I don't even know who it's for at this point, and even I don't even think the people in Story of the Year would listen to it. I don't think the people in the Discord. This one's a Hail Mary just for me, which I think it's 111. I think this episode 111. That's good luck. But no, I'm doing okay. I am depressed. And sometimes when you get depressed, you get manic. And through that manicness, I'm still, just breathing through it. Maybe you guys have to do that too. Maybe you get so fucking unbelievably stressed that you go, and I did that the other day. I did like try to calm myself down. And sometimes whenever you become more present, this is the only magical thing I will say. Sometimes when you become more present, things do occur. I don't know how to explain it. I swear to God, it happens. It happened the other day in Huntsville, Alabama. It happened a couple months ago when I was on a plane. I was stressed because my plane was delayed. And then I literally was like, just be present. I did. I tried to think of like, there's like a Bill Murray thing where he's like, sometimes I go forever without like remaining present. And I think about that a lot. So I try to be present. And then I look up and I where the fuck to God Weird Al Yankovic is walking towards me, and I get to, I'm like, oh, and so then I did that, and like those things happen. And the other day, it also happened. I was like, I did a show. I was on the road with Tatum. We went to Huntsville. And, sometimes you're on the road. Like, I'm just like, I'm doing this. I'm setting up our merch. We're just tired. I drove there, which was a 12-hour drive. And I know I have a 12-hour drive home. So it's like, it's a lot. And so I was like, kind of stressed. And then as luck would have it, I was just like, you know what? But this is your dream. You're so lucky. Even if it's terrible, a job that you hated would be, sometimes worse, I think. And I'm like, you're right. Talking to myself, trying to, in the moment. And then I hear my buddy Elliot, the host, go, did you know someone brought a monkey to the show? I was like, excuse me? And then he was like, yeah, so apparently they couldn't bring the monkey inside because it's, a fucking monkey. You can't, even though they were the people, because like the amazing people at Levity Live, Stand Up Live, in Huntsville, Alabama, an incredible club. Been going there since 2017 when they opened. Been going there for a long time. The person brought the monkey, and they're like, we're absolutely so sorry. We fucking cannot bring them. You can't bring them. They didn't say fuck. I'm saying fuck because I'm reenacting the story. But that was like, you can't. You can bring a monkey inside if you'd like, but to just somewhere else. And they're like, well, it's a service monkey, and they're like, do you hear yourself? And so they took the service monkey away. And then, Elliot's like, no, dude, I think we're going to meet a monkey. And then me and him start talking. I'm like, well, what kind is it? Cause like, if a monkey's too small, it's not fun. But then if it's like too big, I'm kind of scared that it'll like, it might rip my face off or whatever. And I literally said, I was like, maybe like the smallest it could be like is like the Ross Geller. Or maybe bigger would, a little bigger, something that like, it would like take my glasses off and I'd be like, ha ha, have like a whole Robin Williams meeting that ape thing. But yeah, they had like the kind of like Ross Geller kind, and it was like a little baby. Her name was Molly. And so after the show, we got to go outside and meet this monkey. And it was so cute. I honestly, sometimes because I walk into a room because of how high energy I am and because I'm like, whatever, I know it radiates like intensely, but it is loving. I do have like a loving, so I come in and I'm like, oh, like I know I'm loud, but like this monkey's being so chill, and then I get to pet the monkey. I'm like, oh my God. I don't think you're supposed to say it. I know pet the monkey or whatever like means jerk off, but I thought I'm literally petting a monkey. And so I'm like petting this monkey with like the back of my finger because I learned that with cats, and I'm like, I know it's a different, but so I'm like doing this, and the monkey, I have video of it being so chill. Everyone else starts petting the monkey, and it starts clearly biting them. All the staff, everyone, and again, like we're outside. I'm not saying this isn't, but like everyone's like, "Can I pet the monkey?" Like a couple fans, a couple of people, and they go to pet, and this monkey was so sweet, but definitely fucking for sure biting everyone. Not me. I actually tried again. I was like, I wonder if I got it. No bites. I got a smile. I got that smile where you're like, are you chill or are you about to rip everyone's nuts off of their body? We don't know. And again, I'm not trying to be gross. That's what happens. Monkeys will rip your face and genitals off and then have no remorse, because that's what I learned from a Key and Peele movie. So, but anyways, they nuts didn't get ripped. I've heard that in a lot of, and then also my uncle said he met a monkey once at like a lady's house, and which I would never do that. If it's like if you bring it out in the public, you definitely got here somehow. But if you're out in the wilderness, I'm not coming to you where the monkey is. Like, who is, you know what I mean? And my uncle, like, apparently, yeah, like someone like the monkey unzipped his pants. That's like a story they told a lot. Like the monkey unzipped his pants, and he was like, and then she like hit him in the head, and the monkey was like, and then they fled the scene, I guess. I don't know what happened from there. They didn't really tell me. They just like to say the part where it's like, I'm like, that's a little too close for comfort. But yeah, we got to meet this monkey, and it was biting everybody. And then Tatum is meeting the monkey, but now everyone has kind of met the monkey, and I'm like, oh dude, I even left the merch booth, go get a video of her meeting the monkey, and I'm like, careful, it's kind of biting everyone. And so then, and I'm like, not hard, but definitely like, and it's like, and when she's doing it, they were like, oh, she's playing, and we were like, yeah, playing bite the fuck of you. And so she does that, and she bites Tatum, and then now Tatum has a fucking red dot on her hand. And listen, I'm not saying all monkeys have like smallpox or like whatever monkeys have, or whatever. I'm not saying they have. Story of the Year used to be called Big Blue Monkey. It's one of my favorite bands. I respect monkeys. So the monkey bites her, and then which sucks because she definitely did start acting weird. She started being like, ooh, and like after the show, everyone was like getting drinks, and she's like, "Do you guys have bananas?" They're like, no. And she was like, oh fuck, Pop, you want to get a batch of bananas on the way? Yeah, she started acting like a monkey, and I thought that was kind of crazy, because she was bit by, and it doesn't have to be a radioactive monkey. If you get bit by a monkey, you might become a monkey, or if you play the game Jumanji, I know that in the game Jumanji, if you do that and you lie, you become a monkey. And then the kids crying, it's not that, my tail's in my asshole or whatever. And so again, if you've never seen the movie, I'm not just saying things. In the movie, he becomes and I start talking about things and I have to explain it. But the kid's a monkey and he's crying. Robin's like, dude, I'm not scared. You don't got to be scared. And then he's like, it's not that. His tail was like, he was growing a tail, but he had jeans on. And I don't know if you can't have jeans on when you have a tail. I don't know if you knew that. But you have to get them ripped open by Robin Williams. Oh, make sure I'm still recording. Really? Mm-hmm. Just because if I'm not, what's it all for? I mean, it looks like it is. Like, there's no way it could not be, but we are. And we're almost at the end. You guys, you made it through the beginning. That's great. It was, it's a good episode. It's a good episode. Am I depressed? Yes. Am I looking for all the magic in life? Yes. Am I having nightmares? Yes. Are they the weirdest nightmares? Yes. Have you guys ever had a nightmare where you're trying to not let anyone in the nightmare know you're there? Like, you don't want to be rude in your own nightmare. That's pretty much what happened to me. Is I like had a dream that I woke up and then like, it's not like monsters. It was like people, but you were trying to be so quiet and like get out of there. But it was like a hotel room. So you're kind of like, well, I'm staying in this hotel room and I'm scared. So, but I don't know if you guys ever have that, but I had that. And sometimes I do think I am a witch, which I will say this. I met a witch, and if you meet a witch, and listen, do I believe you might be a witch? I think, and I do believe in magic. I think anything's possible. But if you meet a witch, all you have to do is say one thing. If you're a woman, this doesn't necessarily work, and I'm sorry. It might even work for men. This doesn't work. You'd have to have a bun. You'd have to be sitting like this on a rock. But they don't really, but if you meet a witch, what you have to do is when they say they're a witch, say, oh my God, me too. They will quickly elaborate on how you're not. And I think that's like fun, but I do believe in magic. And sometimes I feel like I can tell what's going to happen. I can tell. But if I did, then I would know that my life was falling apart, But sometimes you feel that happening. And it's like, have you ever seen like where like, it's like, it's like, it's a bad chart or whatever. When you see like a chart that goes bad, that's where my life's at. My life's at like that part. And that's the interesting thing about being a person who's trying to make like a living in content is that you'll be unbelievably sad, and then you can't tell anyone about it because and people are like, yes, you can. And I'm like, you can't. And I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying I have tried and it's not a good idea, if that makes sense. And no one knows but you'll be sad and you'll be like, maybe I'll share that. And then you do, and you're like, that didn't work. And maybe I'm picking the wrong people to share it with, but sometimes you get so depressed and sometimes you're like, I guess I'll just, watch TikToks until my brain thinks I understand what I need. And you're like, well, you probably go to therapy. And I'm like, have you seen my health insurance? I asked for a card and they were like, you want a card? I'm like, yeah. So like when I go into places, I have like a card and they're like, yeah, here's the email. You print it out and laminate it. And okay, thank you. Do I get a doctor? You want a doctor? You fucking poor fuck. No, you're right. I probably shouldn't. I don't need a doctor because I'm so disconnected. But it's from my primary caregiver for sure. That's for sure. I thought I had a burp, couldn't get it out. But yeah, and I think there was something else I was going to tell you, but for sure. I am not. I'm not doing great. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I wouldn't even tell it if I wasn't, whatever. But like sometimes you're just in a bad way. That's what I was saying is I had a nightmare. And I was trying to be quiet. And like I said, I was trying to be like, I had a nightmare and I'm trying to sneak out of my own nightmare back to like wake up. It's like I woke up, I just like walked through the wrong portal and I was like, ugh, this is gross. And so I tried to, wake up from that and then forget it, but I couldn't. You can forget, you forget so many dreams. Like, you dream all the time. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm only remembering the bad ones. The ones I'm having that are bad. I don't remember the ones where I'm fucking and flying or whatever. Like, oh my God, we're in the stars and I definitely remember the ones where I'm like, oh my God, my heart hurts even when I'm asleep. Great. Gravy. So yeah, and nothing matters. But it's not like in a bad way. It's not like in a way or whatever. It's like nothing matters where it's like, go have fun. And I mean that. It's like nothing's good. So like when you go have fun. Get the fuck out of here and go have some fun. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I had a bad dream and then I This will be the final thought is that, yeah, I just had like a bad dream. And then I woke up and then got the worst news about, have you ever gotten bad news that has compounded? Like there's been bad news, but it was only like the tip of the iceberg. So then you find out the rest of the news and it shatters maybe everything you've ever known. If that's happened to you, the Patreon is for you. We don't talk about it on there, but I do. Sometimes my thoughts get lost harder, but on this one, they get lost just enough. I won't express too much, but if you're on the Patreon, dude, if you give me an extra $1, I'll tell you the real stuff. I'll tell you who I have sex with. And you'll be like, who? And I'm like, Jill. And people are like, who? And then I'm like, Jil, or whatever. People used to do that. That was like a bit people would do, is be like, you're jerking off and your hand looks like the word Jill. And then you'll be like, no, I'm fucking, she goes to a different school. She actually is in college, you know? That's what you'd say when you were younger or whatever. Yeah, I'm off today. I feel a little disconnected. We're going to outro with, I guess I'll try disconnected. We're going to try it one more time. Why? I don't know. Just for fun. So I'm going to take this out. And then this is the wrong ear. Put that in here. People can't leave the podcast fast enough. Don't give a fuck. Actually doing it for just me, actually. All right, so that's good. Can I get some disconnected by Story of the Year? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the podcast. Disconnected from the band I'm suing, Story of the Year. Bye. Play. No, not Gasoline. I love that song. Kind of looking for Disconnected, though. Thank you. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. I've got boom, 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 stop. Boom, 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 dee doo, boom, doo doo, boom, 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 dee doo doo doo. Here comes Dan. 8 missed calls. Ding, 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 ding. You should hear me play this on guitar. I actually don't know how. But now it's gonna. I can't sleep. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. I don't know. I would die 1,000,000 times for the way I did one time. Make you see. You guys should hear me scream, but I kind of have a cold. Disconnected from everyone I need. It's a different lyric. Down, crashing down. I would love to be able to do that guttural, like, with the fire, cause it's all that I stops. Ryan, we should play guitar sometime. He's like, get away from my family. Spin the guitar. No more words. Oh, you guys got to download the song. It's like fucking, I don't know how much you'd have to pay on. I can't afford it. It's my favorite band. I will buy it soon, but I mean, so in times to hear the word. Sick of being disconnected from everything I've seen. Down, crashing down, Bobby. There's so many parts where you can put my own name. They did. Bobby Jaycox. This is the part I could play. We gotta practice it. Imagine it. Everyone's fucking. I come out and they're like, who the fuck is that? I'm like, here we go. Go, kind of doing that crab thing, but everyone's like, I wish I was him. He sucks so much. Spin the guitar, fucking knock myself out. Everyone's coming to check on me, but they're like, this song's more disconnected. I'm bleeding. Everything I said, Bobby, that could be a tap. People are like, Bond's dragging me off. Oh, he's so happy to drag. I'm dead. Disconnect. I get up. I'm trying to sing it, but it's this. My head's shattered. There's part of. I jump into the audience. No one catches me. They don't stop playing. The left guard hit the bottom because it's on the left guard. I try to stand up. I fall down again. No one helps. Love you guys. What a good episode. Go see Story of the Year. They are going to be playing in my original hometown, not of High Ridge. I grew up there, but St. Louis, Missouri, where we're all from. They're the most inspiring band. They're my favorite band. I love them so much. Listen to them. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, but I would love for you to go see their album release. It is February 14th. Please listen to them. I love you so much. In a way. Kisses. I hope you feel disconnected. It's the same fucking thing. Anyways, bye. 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 Bye.